Libra, this is Stella. This is your reading for August 2018. If you are brand new, welcome to Love Evolution. And if you're returning, thank you so much for stopping in and welcome back. For those of you that are new, all of my readings are done with the intention to provide you with, not only a sneak peek of, kind of what's going on in your energy, what influences are surrounding you this month, but also, what you need to know, the messages and insight you need in order to make the choices that are most aligned with your highest good, okay? Everybody's highest good is different, and it is my mission to empower you to make those choices. This is part of my divine expression, so I'm so honored to be able to do these readings. If you are returning, you will notice that my setup is a little bit different. I've got a new table here. So all of the banging and clanging and kind of extra noise that were in the previous videos, star, will be eliminated. And I've got a new microphone. As you can see, it's kind of evening time. It's actually not that late. It's like 5:30, but the sun is going down. I've got some trees over there. We'll have enough light. And, as you guys know, I love to do these readings outside. So, what else? I had to put my sweatshirt on because it got a little bit cold with the sun going down behind the trees there. Let's see. When I was meditating on your sign, just briefly, I get the image of like a teeter-totter, and it's like two little children, toddlers, right? And they're both sitting on the ends, and one stands up, and the other one goes down, and the other one sits down, and then the other one goes up in the air. So it's that back and forth teeter-totter, but it's actually like, it's like they're playing a game, and one of them, if you've ever played on teeter-totters when you were a kid, there's a balance point in the middle, right? So any weight change causes one end to go up or the other to go down. I'm sure you know what a teeter-totter is. But it's that game where, like, so say if you're the one sitting, all of a sudden you jump off, so the other person's in the air, and then all of a sudden they slam down on the ground. And if they're in the air, vice versa, you jump very hard on the teeter-totter, and it causes them to go flying up and, bounce up and then come back and hit themselves. And so it's like these two kids playing this, back and forth of like who can slam the other the hardest on this teeter-totter. So you may be engaged in some sort of, back and forth with somebody in your life in that way. It's obviously a game, right? So it's obviously like a participatory or consensual, interaction that you're having with this person, but you're both kind of feeling like you're getting, thrown up in the air and then dropped back down, and just that process. And if you're not careful, it can get to the point where somebody gets, hurt, either physically hurt or their feelings hurt. The other part of it, if it's not, a particular person in your life, it's just the back and forth. We're going through, I feel like a broken record because it's affecting all the signs, but we're going through a huge retrograde period right now. And it's causing things to be brought up from the past, so that we can see them and let them go, things that don't serve us anymore. So, that's happening for you guys to some degree in different areas of your life, but it may cause you to just feel like a little bit off balance, and you guys always want to be balanced, right? Excuse me. You always want to find that middle ground, that happy medium place. So, somebody may want to engage with you to the point where you're just like, crosses your limits, okay? So just be careful of that. We'll see how that ties into the reading as we continue, but I think that's about it. The main part of the reading is done with the Morgan Greer Tarot here. And when I get to your challenge and solution, I'll actually pull it right now, but I use the Chrysalis Tarot. At the end, I pull an Archangel guidance for you, as well as your animal messenger or animal totem for the month, okay? So, Libra, August 2018. What does Libra most need to know for their highest good? Libra, sun, moon, rising, really anywhere you have it in your chart. Libra, August. Okay. Past, present, future. What's crossing you? What's above? What's below? Pull your challenge and guidance. This is the Chrysalis Tarot I just told you about. It's a wonderful deck because it really, it's very evocative of, internal archetypes that we hold, whereas the Morgan Greer is more kind of like, to me, it's more like external, the external, archetypes in your life, and this one is more transformational, and it was designed to be that way. These ones wanted to come out. We're gonna keep those as extras. Challenge and guidance for Libra, please. Challenge and guidance for Libra. These cards have like a nice slip to them. They're very easy to shuffle. Challenge, guidance. All right, Libra. Okay, Hermit reversed. Yeah, you guys are... It's a mixed bag this month. Who is being deceptive in your life? Who is being deceptive? Is it an ex-lover? Is it a love gone wrong? Is it a lover that you're attached to that is doing that seesaw up and down sort of thing with you? Destiny and Justice. The Star, this card, when it came out, your destiny, the Star, it was like this. So it's like halfway, it wanted to be reversed, but it also wanted to be upright. So I'm going to place it like that so I can remember. But yeah, Two of Mirrors reversed, okay, which is like the Two of Cups. So an emotional offering, but one that's, not feeling very great right now. And right next to it is, we have the Devil. So all things that hold you back, okay, all things that tie you down, all things that don't allow you to progress forward. And in this deck, do you see how she is very much I don't know the symbology behind Bella Rosa. Maybe you guys can tell me if it's part of a different cultural tradition, or, I'm not sure, but you can just tell from looking at her that, you see the mask. She's a very deceptive, trickster type of archetype, okay? She lures you in with her beautiful demeanor and appearance, right? And the feathers and the illusion of opulence, right? She reflects to you what she wants you to see. And underneath it all is the Devil, right? Is, the things that hold us back, the things that seek to bind us, right? So, and it's right next to the Two of Mirrors, a lover, okay? Somebody offering you love. So, just be aware this month, Libra, if somebody comes in and they seem too good to be true, or you get that inkling, like, I don't know why it's coming to my mind, but if you watch my videos, or you were drawn to this video this month, it's very likely that you would consider yourself, empathic. That's the kind of energy that I put out. And, The people who tend to watch these videos are very, sensitive, empathic people. Whether you identify as like an empath or not, um, you know, people who tend to be very, first of all, the definition of like an empath is somebody who, is so emotionally in tune that they can feel the emotions of others, as if they were their own. So it's like an emotional sixth sense, okay? People who are like that, obviously, generally, want to see the good in others, right? And they attract, opposites attract, right? Or we tend to attract people in our lives who would use us, right? And it's part of the spiritual soul lesson. It's like, why does an empath and a narcissistic person, why are they drawn to each other, right? Because they are polar opposites. The narcissist projects what, in the beginning, what the empath, seeks. Somebody who's like them, who's empathetic, who is caring, who is all of those things, right? But the difference is they're really, it's like the Bella Rosa character, they are presenting a false self in order to lure you in, right? And then, when it comes down to it, so as where the empath, their fault, right, is that they give all of themselves and they don't put up a boundary, right? They'll just give even to their own detriment. And the narcissist, even though they may seem that way in the beginning, deep down, they actually lack empathy, right? And they actually don't care. And to the empath, to learn that lesson that, you know, when you are so sensitive and empathic that way, it's like when you're a child, you believe their children are very egocentric, right? When we're young, they believe that everyone else is like them, right? Or the belief that everyone is good in the world. That's a false belief. That's a dangerous belief, right? It's a belief that will not allow you to grow to your potential, because even though it seems altruistic and it seems, it's like a blinder, right? And so, we draw these types of people into our lives to teach us. Sometimes it takes years of manipulations and, there's all these tactics. You can look it up just brief. Like, I wouldn't suggest, if you're not like, if this isn't something going on in your life, I wouldn't suggest like diving down that rabbit hole and researching it, because there's lots of opinions and information about it. But everybody has both of these tendencies, to be empathetic and altruistic, and to be also very selfish and narcissistic, right? But it's very interesting how two people at the opposite end of the spectrum end up, being so magnetically attracted to each other, right? And it's so that we can learn our soul lessons. And what's funny is generally the empath is aware of it. Like they when they first meet the narcissist, many times they'll say, I just knew this person like was hurting in some way, and I wanted to help them. I thought, I could just love them so much that they would change, right? The kind of love, I talked about it in the Leo video in July, the kind of love, the kind of compassion, right, that compels people to do the right thing. It's like when you receive undeserved compassion, right, it makes you want to do better next time, right, and to change. So that's what the empath is like trying to give to the narcissist. But unfortunately, they're so damaged, that they've shut off that part of themselves. And so instead of, whereas the empath just continues to give, thinking they're helping, and, before they know it, they're ensnared with the devil and they can't get out, right? And they've lost parts of themselves, and they lost their confidence, and they were very sensitive people to begin with, but the narcissist just feeds off that energy. And, in the long run, so part of the lesson is, for the empath to learn to stand on their own, right? And draw boundaries, right? And the time spent with the empathetic person did teach this person who's cold-hearted, to open up, but maybe not in the way that the empath projected, So it's a universal, there's a reason these two types come together. And I don't know why I went off on that kind of tangent, but I think some of you are going through that dynamic. And there's somebody, that's looking really good from the outside, and it's starting to become very apparent. Your heart's starting to hurt, and you're starting to realize maybe they're not everything that they say they are, and it's even, with your star coming out like this, you're just teeter-tottering, right? The teeter-totter, okay? It's like you're right in the middle, and they are purposefully, okay? If you're up high, this is what narcissists do too. There's always a reason for like the analogies I go into, even if I can't tie them together. Spirit, sends them to me for a reason. But okay, if you're way up high, right? If this person is flattering you, this person is flattering you is gifting you things, is being very nice, right? All of a sudden, and you think about it, they're like a teeter-totter. They're sitting at the other end of the teeter-totter, right? Their weight is holding this down and therefore holding you up, right? So they're doing all the work, okay? They're sitting down and you're up high because they're flattering you. They're making you feel great. And then all of a sudden they jump off purposefully so that you slam down to the ground, right? Does that make sense? Okay, that's an intentional tactic that somebody's doing to you. Because it keeps you, what does it do? It keeps you in limbo. It keeps you guessing. It keeps you so you can't have your feet solidly on the ground, And when you are hurt and you're about ready to walk away, they lure you back in with the facade that it's all a game, right? It's all a game. But somebody's actually getting hurt in it. And who's getting hurt? The person who's more sensitive, the person who is not going in it with deceptive intentions, okay? So, challenge and guidance. All right. Your environment right now is good for you, okay? With justice above, your environment, things are fair and balanced in your environment, okay? I think it's your heart that is, it's your emotions that are going up and down. If this is a recurring cycle in your life, then I just want to say the reason it's coming up is because of all this full moon energy, okay? Like I said, we're in the middle of a major retrograde season, and we just had the full moon eclipse at the end of July, and we've got another one coming up in August. So you have an opportunity now to sort of get the game, right, the teeter-totter, out of your system. And by this next full moon eclipse, okay, you can have learned your lesson and moved on. All right, it's just up to you whether you're ready to move on from this or not. Okay, but this person is dangerous for you. I just have to say that. Okay, so above we've got the Hermit. Okay, the need to go inside. All right, what is the Hermit? He's alone, not in the sense that he's lonely, okay, but in the sense that you, okay, or the Hermit, is the only one, he's the only one that can go inside himself, right? You're the only one that knows yourself and your interior, okay, what is inside. So the Hermit is the one that goes inside and finds that light, okay? And then he uses that light, he holds it out in front of him like a lantern, and he uses it to illuminate his path, okay, to make decisions about where he goes and what he does, and just allowing him to walk forward, okay? And it's in the reverse. So this person could be a Virgo for you. quite a lot of earth energy. It could be a Virgo for you. It'll just be for a few of you if it is, but you know, the need to go inside, okay? The need to go inside, and you're resisting it. And it's like, you know that there's some, this is what's on your mind. You know there's some lesson. You know that there's some wisdom that's kind of trying to bubble up, and you're not, you're like, I don't want to look there. I don't want to go there. Sorry, Libra. You're not wanting to take the time to look inside. Okay, for one reason or another. In your recent past, we have the Ten of Pentacles, though. I mean, so this is wealth, but notice how it's wealth with another person, okay? Do you see how there's two people here? So it's your combined wealth. It's your material resources that you have together. It's your home that you live in together. It's even all your dreams for your future, okay? Or plans, like things that you've made real and tangible for yourself, okay? Because the Pentacles are all about what's physical. This is in your past, so I think this person, this lover, is somebody who's been in your life for quite a while. This is not somebody new, okay? And you do have some wealth with them. But for some reason, I think, again, perhaps they're pulling the strings, and they're making you feel very poor, okay? They're making you feel like you're left out in the cold. That teeter-totter, okay? They're making you feel, it's like when they intentionally jump off and you hit the ground. You're in that part of this cycle right now, okay? And it's a card about feeling left out in the cold. You know, the good news is that there's help for you. In the traditional tarot, these people are obviously worn and weary, right? But they're in front of a church, and it's the same in this card, okay? So although you don't feel like, you may feel like this person controls the finances in your life, okay? They might say, you know, you guys live together. Maybe they own the cars. Maybe they own the bank account. Maybe they are the one that brings in most of the money, and they're withholding some from you. Because, you know, you are opulent. You do have wealth. You have a harvest that's coming. This is your card. This is what's crossing you. The ability to harvest what's in your future, okay? But you're feeling very poor, okay? And then you've got some negative emotions below. The Page of Cups is all about, you know, pages are messengers, okay? And the cups are emotions. And pages are also very young individuals. So, you know, immature emotions, and especially in the reverse. See the look on the face? It's almost like a smirk, right? So it's like some really kind of vindictive emotions happening, and they're in your subconscious. And you're not wanting to look inside. Because these vindictive feelings, Libra, these being upset with this person, even if it's justified, it's not a comfortable emotion for you, right? You guys will do almost anything. I know this is like stereotypical, but it's true to an extent, right? You guys want to keep the peace. You'll do almost anything to smooth out. Now, you don't necessarily run away, but you'll do anything to kind of smooth it out, right? Not like a Pisces where you just ignore it. This is a card of Pisces as well. Okay, so maybe they're a Pisces or a Virgo. I don't know. But you know, Pisces will like look the other way and just completely ignore it. You guys will take action to try to smooth it out, okay? But it's a very uncomfortable place for you to be. So although you're recognizing this stuff, you're like, hell no, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that reality. I don't want that knowledge, that light to come out from inside of me, because it means I have to make changes, right? So no thank you, right? That's what's on your mind. But then here you are feeling poor. So, I mean, look, this is what happens with these full moons, okay? With these eclipses. The emotions, the moon, eclipse the sun, the self, right? Our sense of self. So the emotions become so strong. They become so apparent that it's undeniable, right? And also, the eclipse is about taking away what doesn't serve us, right? A new cycle. And so it will make things so undeniably uncomfortable that we have to change, right? Okay, not only that, but then combine that with the fact that we're going from one season to another, right? We're going, if you're in the northern hemisphere, from summer to fall. What is fall time? Fall time is the time of harvest, okay? This is what's crossing you, the Seven of Coins. Do you see how this man, this card is coming up for a lot of signs. Do you see how this man is in the middle of a field, okay? This crop here is his harvest. It is his future. His future is staked on this good harvest, right? These are all the coins. Okay, so he's planted the crops, he's watered them, he's weeded them, he's done all the work. And now, at just this point now, the change of the seasons, right? He's able to look out at his field and go, yes, it's a good harvest this year. Okay? He still has a lot of work to do. Do you see the tool in his hand? He has to go cut the crops. He has to sift the good from the bad. Okay? And then take the good from all the work he's done, his harvest, and take it to market and reap the rewards. Okay? Does that make sense? That's what's crossing you. So you have done a lot of work, Libra. You have a lot of things, good things in your future. But you can't let this person sidetrack you from that, or, just be feeling so off balance. In your future, this is what's challenging you. Universe is challenging you to be able to do this. Okay, challenge in two senses of the word. Universe is challenging you to be able to do this, as well as this energy, this harvesting of what's yours is a challenge for you right now, because you're feeling very poor, very left out in the cold, very vindictive, very upset, and that is not a comfortable place for you to be. But like I said, your environment is so supportive of you. Everything is fair and just in your environment. It's just, this is an internal process that, universe is trying to get you to realize this cycle, okay, this up and down teeter-totter. It's going to be different for everybody, but what can Libra do to flip this Queen of Rods right side up? What does Libra need to know about this Queen of Rods? Oh, and then what was I saying about the star? What is the star? The star is your destiny. What does Libra need to do to flip this Queen of Rods right side up? Do one more. Overall advice for Libra. So what I was saying about the star, though, the star is your destiny, right? Your path forward, your unique path. Okay, yeah, going inside. So it's like this. It's not right side up, but it's not upside down, okay? You're right at the turning point where you can choose to follow your destiny, or you can stay, in this pattern. This pattern is part of, your lesson that you need to learn, but are you allowing yourself to reap the harvest of all this experience, right? Are you allowing yourself to uncover the wisdom that comes from this game of, teeter-totter you've been playing? In your future, we have the Queen of Rods, which is all about receiving divine guidance, okay? And receiving the bounty. Do you see the in bloom sunflower there? Okay? Again, a card of in bloom, right? But feminine, receptive. And it's in the reverse. So your ability to harvest, your ability to realize the value in the harvest that you have and be even motivated to do it is upside down. When I asked for clarity, I got the Four of Wands, a need to reflect on your beliefs. And I got the 10 of Wands. I need to lay down your burdens, okay? All of the ideals that you hold. Perhaps, like what I was saying, if you're, if you are an empath or you're dealing with this scenario, okay? I can't leave my lover. I have to continue to give and give and give. They don't know better. They don't mean to hurt me. I, you know, I being self-sacrificial is loving. Those are all the beliefs, potentially. It's different for everyone. But what I'm saying is, do you see the wands are beliefs, okay? So if those are all the beliefs you hold, do you see how much he's struggling to hold them all together? Do you see he's about to collapse? He can't even wrap his arms around them, right? It's too much. It's too much. False beliefs that don't serve you, there's a need to lay them down, okay? And when I asked for guidance, overall guidance, I got the High Priestess in reverse, okay? So this is a very, funny way to go about this message. But the High Priestess is all about your intuitive knowing, okay? Feminine knowing through the moon, okay? Through feminine emotion, all right? And it's in the reverse. So what's the opposite of receiving that divine, right? It would be expressing it, okay? So expressing to this person and just in your actions, in your life. Sometimes you don't even have to say it, communicate it through words or even, but just your actions, just your intent. If you reflect on what your ideals and beliefs are, okay, and you marry, okay, see how it's like a banner, a wedding banner? You marry the idea, okay, of expressing your divinity, okay? That's a type of reflection and commitment to an ideal, right? Commitment is what this card is, represents. Okay? So committing to a higher ideal that serves you, yourself, Libra. Okay? And then your challenge is Merlin, the hero. Okay? This is the card of the fool in the traditional tarot. He's not a fool in the sense that he's ignorant or he is immature. He's a fool in the sense that he's starting out on a new journey. And when we do that, we never know where it will take us, right? We can hope, we can wish, but we never know for sure. And so in that way, it's a leap of faith, right? So it's the 0 card, infinite potential. What do you want your future to be? Do you want to continue this teeter-totter? Do you want to continue to let somebody else make you feel poverty? Like you don't even have clothes to put on your back, or that those material things that you need to survive, the pillar, the 5, the things that you need could be taken away from you in a moment? You don't deserve that, Libra. Nobody deserves that. In fact, nobody but this devil would even pull those types of stunts or strings or attempt to manipulate somebody in that way. That's the depths that this devil, this narcissistic person will go to the point of taking away physical things that you need for your well-being. They'll do that because if it gets an emotional, response out of you, or if it gets you to act the way that they want you to act, they'll do it. It's all a game to them. It's all a game of teeter-totter. And when you want to get off is exactly when they'll lure you back. It's it's all fun and games till someone gets hurt, right? But it's intentional. It's intentional. That was the image I had of a very rough game, two kids. They're laughing, right? And they're playing this consensual game, but they're being very rough with each other. Okay? And they will manipulate. And they will, I knew one, I've heard I actually knew somebody, I've heard a story of somebody, this exact dynamic. somebody who was very sweet, very, not even shy, but just very sweet, very loving, open heart, you know, saw the best in everybody. And she ended up with some guy who was, you know, he seemed that way. He was very like sweet to her and nice, but underneath he was very manipulative, right? And like he would actually go like weeks or days not talking to her. Just completely, like, they would be in the house together or apartment and he would just ignore her. She would ask him a question directly and he would just ignore her. Things like that, like those types of childish teeter-totter games of power and control, right? Oh, now you're down here and I'm up here. Oh, we leveled out. Now we're equals, how we should be, right? Well, now I better do something to make it so that you're down here and I'm up here again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to withhold. I'm going to withhold sex. I'm going to withhold material things that you need. I'm going to withhold money. I'm going to withhold talking to you, basic human communication. Like, that is the level that these people will go to, right? It's sick. It's really sick. And unfortunately, people that are empathetic have such big hearts that they know intuitively, they know nobody would act like this if they weren't hurt themselves, right? Nobody would act like this if they understood the kind of love that exists in this universe and that's available to us. But the thing is, it's not your job to teach them that, right? That's part of your lesson, is to learn that there are boundaries. There's things you can help with and there's things you can't. But the moment it starts to imperil you, right, and make you lack what you need to survive, that's the moment it's crossed the line, Libra. And it's not okay anymore, you know? And it's their job to learn their own lesson. So, and your advice is the Page of Mirrors, okay? The Page of Cups. Mirrors in this deck represent cups in this deck, okay? It's the Page of Cups, feeling vindictive, feeling upset, rightfully so, okay, is on your subconscious, all right? Your advice or your challenge, you're needing to start a new journey. You're not wanting to yet. You're a little, you know, but just be patient, okay? For right now, all you need to do is commit to your higher self, okay? Like, commit to taking care of yourself and commit to, at some point, living a better life, right? Living a life that is, that serves you. Just commit to that, okay? And I promise, like, this stuff, as I said, is coming up for a reason. And it's coming up right now for a reason. You do have harvest in your very near future. But you're going to have to lay down some of these old ideals that don't serve you anymore, okay? That you can save everybody, right? Or that you can make it right. Or that, no, it's not your job. It's not your job. So the Page of Mirrors in this deck, I have goosebumps right now. Like, the Page of Mirrors in this deck is the healer, okay? So mirrors represent emotions, right? Healing through your emotions, okay? So, expression. And also, subconsciously, him or the page upside down, it doesn't matter how it comes out. This can sometimes mean like emotions coming out in a very kind of like spiteful or immature way. It's all right. Like, it doesn't matter how they come out, okay? Get them out, because those emotions are going to poison you from the inside and not allow you to reap your, you know, harvest that's coming. So that's the advice, okay? Page of Mirrors. The healer, okay? Heal thyself. All right? So let's pull your archangel guidance. What's the archangel guidance for Libra? It's really funny how, like, I got the image of the teeter-totter and then how it ties in with I think you need to hear this message, though, Libra. Some of you are dealing with a really dangerous person, and they're not gonna, you need to realize they don't have good intentions for you. Okay, 2 cards. Relationship harmony. Archangel Raguel. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. Okay? These arguments and conflicts are going to be resolved. Right? And then, you know what to do. Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Okay? Without delay. Don't delay this game, this teeter-totter, this up and down. Okay? You've got way too much good stuff just in your future. Okay? And that relationship harmony card, if you're not dealing with somebody who is, I feel like I need to say that in case somebody is dealing with that. But if it's just somebody who, like, if it's not a dangerous person, okay, if it's not to the extent of what I just explained, and it's somebody just being manipulative and deceptive in your relationship, playing that game with you, that power struggle, you don't necessarily need to, like, leave them, okay? The conflict will be resolved, but you need to focus on yourself, okay? You need to commit to your own higher self, look, your destiny is like this right now. It could go either way, okay? Commit to it and turn it upright, right? Your environment is supportive of everything. It's how you're feeling right now that's got you up and down, okay? So regardless, whether it is something that is, as strong or dire of a dynamic as I just explained, or if it's just something milder in your relationship, okay? The conflicts will start to be resolved, but you need to, absorb the lesson from this, okay? And start to put yourself first, because things were good with this person in the past, and I think that has you, like, reminiscing and reflecting on it, and not realizing that you have your own, bounty, your own harvest waiting for you. What's the power animal for Libra? Giraffe. Foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future, okay? So trust that inner knowledge and act upon it without delay, okay, Libra? It's going to be different for all of you, but act upon it, okay? Whatever you're seeing as your outcome is true, all right? So trust it. Beautiful reading. Harvest is coming up for you guys, okay? So, heal yourself, okay? Let those emotions come out and heal yourself. You guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I do a daily reading there. I am working on getting some more content up on my Facebook. I've been working, I'm going to wait till Mercury goes direct in the middle of the month, but I've been working on some new offerings, some new healings, some trauma healing processes I've been working on, as well as just sharing articles and launching my blog, where I just share, my experience and my information with all of you. So I'm excited to launch that. That's the reason I do these readings. It's part of my divine expression to channel this and help as many of you as I can. So I'm honored to be able to deliver these messages and connect with all of you. So keep an eye out for that. I usually post all that stuff on Instagram, and I'll probably announce it next month. So hang in there, Libras. I love you guys. Blessings and light, and I will see you in September.